Hi guys, the new update's here at last, which feels like we've been waiting a while since the last update, but then I was a bit surprised that Supercell did put in the support section about changing your name, and then after that the sneak peek seemed to come really quick. I did the first video on the bookmarks, and then I went to bed, had a long day at work, got up the next morning and they'd released a sneak peek about the air sweeper overnight. So I was quite surprised about that. Usually they come out at 1 PM in England time. And then the update hit straight after, so I was a bit surprised at how quick they pushed it out. So let's have a look at what we've got in this update. And the first thing that we've got is clan bookmarks. So you can bookmark up to 30 clans. I think I've bookmarked about 6 already. I think that's not a game changer, but it is quite a useful feature. So it saves typing it in and wading through all the clans with the same name all the time, trying to find the one you want. So that's quite cool. So the next part of the update was the air sweeper. A new defence that targets air troops and basically blows them, a bit like a hairdryer blowing them back while the other defences can take them out. If you do want to watch my video on that, there's a link just below, so you can just see that video in more detail. So I think that's quite cool. I've already built mine, and I must admit I did gem it just to get it finished. So I've got it upgraded to level 2 at the moment. It's going to take a few weeks though, I think, to get it to max, which is level 6. If you want to see what the max air sweeper looks like, I think the top player in the world's actually gemmed his to max, so you can go and take a look at that. Another part of the update was the new matchmaking system. So the game's going to try and match you to town halls that are nearer your level. So this is a really bad thing for those town hall 3s, 2s, 4s, 5, 6, whatever, that are trying to get up to Champions League by sniping, because until they actually get near Champions League, all you're going to see is town halls of your level. Or thereabouts your level. So I think that's going to cut a lot of that out, which is a bit of a shame, because it's always a nice treat when you find a low town hall and you're pushing through masters. It's nice to just demolish them and get the full 30 trophies or 22 trophies or whatever. So that's a shame. It may mean that people find loot quicker, which I think is the whole reason why Supercell have implemented this, not to annoy the low town halls that are sniping. But it may mean that if you're in a level that isn't suitable for your town hall, if you're in a league rather, it may mean that you're searching for a long time, so you might get some clouds. So we're going to have to see how that one sort of pans out. Another part is if one of the co-leaders or leaders changes the clan description, it's going to update you in the clan chat to just draw your attention to that. So sometimes I use our clan description for things like the requirements of players that we're accepting, also when the next trophy push is, if it's somebody's birthday I might put a birthday message in there and things like that. So as well, if you've got co-leaders that are a bit naughty and change your clan badge or things like that, you can now see exactly who did it. And now before you attack in war, you get a confirmation screen. It shows you your troops, your clan castle troops, your spells and your heroes. And it's just giving you a confirmation that you have trained all your troops, your spells, you've got a full clan castle and so on and so forth. So you've got that last confirmation before you hit the attack button. Once you hit the attack button, you won't be able to end the battle anymore. It will use one of your war attacks, and it does warn you on the screen. The reason for this really is that it's something I haven't really spoke about before because I didn't want to publicise it. But there were some unscrupulous people who would do something called ghosting, which basically meant they went to start an attack, and in the first 30 seconds they would switch on airplane mode on their iPad. What that did was it killed the connection, but there was a delay between the Supercell servers and the iPad, which basically meant you could start your attack, draw out the clan castle troops, see what was in there, look for traps and so on, and then the game would sort of disconnect you, and it wouldn't count that attack. So there were a lot of people cheating in Clan Wars with that, so this part of the update is to hopefully stop that. As well, some people in my clan before have gone thinking that they've trained all the spells, and when they've actually attacked, there's been a spell missing. There's been a couple of minutes left on it, and they haven't checked something. So it is pretty good for that. Something to keep in mind is that when I attack in war, I always go to scout the base, and then I hit the attack button from the base. If you're somebody that sometimes clicks attack from the war map without going to scout first, you've really got to make sure that you've selected the correct base, because otherwise, if you do find it's the wrong base that you've been planning your attack out for, you're either going to have to surrender and lose that attack, or attack it and just try your best, really. So what I would probably advise is that you always go to scout first, make sure it's the base you want to attack before you hit the attack button. So now you can change your player name in Clash of Clans. So this is your chance to get rid of that really dumb, stupid name that you chose when you started out the game and you've always regretted. So think about it, pick something you really like before you go in and change it. You can change it through the settings section. So it tells you at the top you can only change your name once, so make sure you pick correctly. So I'm just changing Tiny Star to Stars. So, and then you've got to re-enter the name to make sure you've got it right. And then just as a final confirmation, you've got to type in confirm, and that's got to be in capital letters. So really make sure that you do pick a name that you like. So now my name's been changed, so that's pretty simple. If I go back into that to see what it says again, you can see it's greyed out. It'll only let you change your name the once. So that's it really for changing your name. Okay, so if we have a look at some of the other changes that have been brought in, when you're constructing your base now, in the base editor you can now see defensive ranges, so you can see how far the mortar's gonna hit and that sort of thing when you're doing them. So it's only a small tweak, but a lot of players have asked for that in the past, so it should make designing bases a lot easier. Defense modes can now be changed even when the defense is under construction. That's a really good one as well, because if it's just about to finish an Inferno, it's going to finish on single target. You might want to set it on multi, and then when it finishes it'll be on multiplayer, multi-target, sorry. Defences buildings now initially point away from the town hall in combat, except for the air sweeper, which always points in its configured direction. That don't really make much difference, but I guess it's nice, just a slight improvement to the game. Okay, some more changes. Attacking troops will now not start chasing defending troops as far away as they used to. So I don't know if you've ever seen it where a skeleton trap's gone off or something like that, and the queen or king goes a bit haywire and start chasing them all around the base and run away from the town hall, and you were just about to get 2 stars and now you're crying or smashing up your iPad. So hopefully that'll improve that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We've also got fixed a very rare case where a defence might target a troop at the edge of its range but not fire. So that's, I think the only time I've seen that is in a Galadon video where a Tesla wasn't firing and then suddenly it randomly started firing even though the troop hadn't moved. The loot values for many low-level single-player maps have been improved, along with some slight layout tweaks and surprises. I haven't actually had a look at them, but I've completed the single-player mode on my main account, so the loot improvements probably aren't going to make any difference to myself, but they may do to some of you that haven't completed it. Now this area could be quite good. Strength calculations have been updated in Clan War matchmaking to compensate for high level walls and heroes, skeleton traps, etc. So as a max, almost max Town Hall 10, I've got max heroes, lava walls, I've just got cannons and a few bits and bats to max out in traps. That might not be so good for me because it might mean that I get matched against higher opponents, unfortunately. Already released in the 2x Clan XP event, Clan Wars matchmaking now prefers to wait a bit longer and try find a bit better match. Now that's quite an interesting one because in our feeder clan Phoenix Ashes, we were trying to get a war I think it was last week, and usually what I've been told or heard on the grapevine is that the longer the matching goes on, the further outside it'll try and search, so you might get a worse match the longer the search goes on. So generally I start the war search. If it don't find anything after about 10 minutes, maybe quarter of an hour, I'll end it, I'll start it again and repeat the process. But this actually went on for so long last Friday that the game said it couldn't find us an opponent. I started and stopped it about 10 times. I was wanting to go to bed. I was getting really grumpy. In the end, I actually stopped the search and said, right, we'll try again on Saturday, because we just couldn't find a match. So I don't know if that's because it won't match you to someone that's particularly harder or lower than you, and it'll carry on searching for longer to find you that better match. That's why it wasn't finding anything or not. Just seems a bit of a coincidence, does that. So hopefully that'll mean that we do get better matches in Clan Wars. So we'll just have to see how that one goes, really. Okay, that's it for this update. I hope you like the update. If you've got any feedback or thoughts on it, please leave it in the comments below. But bye for now.